4 competitors think they have what it takes to be the CHOP champion. Let's meet them. First up, we have Sojourner Truth.
Hi, I'm Sojourner Truth. I was born into slavery, but I escaped in 1827. I'm probably most famous for my 8 Iron Women speech. During the Civil War, I, like many other African American women, traveled around collecting food and clothing for black regiments fighting for the Union. This past year, I tried my hand at reality TV through The Bachelor. I may not have won The Bachelor, but I'm definitely here to win Chopped.
Hello, I'm Frederick Douglass, an American abolitionist and author. I escaped slavery at age 20 and became a famous anti-slavery activist. In 1852, I gave my well-known speech, The Meaning of July 4th to the Negro, which talked about the irony of Independence Day versus slavery in the U.S. at the time. During the Civil War, I recruited black soldiers for the Union side by putting up posters such as this. You know, by the end of the Civil War, about 180,000 African American soldiers had joined the war effort. I gave speeches across the country, and many African Americans were empowered to fight for abolition and the Union side, whether it be serving in the Army, collecting goods for the North, or advocating for the emancipation of slavery. And I'm so glad to be here.
Hello, I'm Powhatan Beatty. During the Civil War, I was going to be in the Massachusetts 54th Regiment, which was famous for fighting at Fort Wagner and protesting unequal pay of black soldiers compared to white soldiers. However, the regiment was full, so I became part of the 1st Ohio Black Regiment in the Civil War. Many free blacks and escaped slaves, later known as contrabands, served as soldiers in these regiments and infantries in the war for the Union, and I'm glad to have the chance to represent them today.
Hello, I'm Harriet Covenant. An escaped slave myself, I helped slaves cross the border through the Underground Railroad to the north side in order to gain their freedom. During the Civil War, many slaves in the South were empowered by the Confiscation Act of 1861 to escape to the Union lines for freedom. Under this act, they would be considered contraband of war and not returned to their Southern Confederate owners. Of course, there were lots of African American spies in the South who risked their lives to aid the Union. On the other hand, slaves were considered valuable property by the Confederates. They were forced to raise food and fiber for their Southern war effort, worked in munition factories, and served as drivers and laborers in the Army. I'm so glad to be a competitor on Chopped.
Now that we've met our contestants, let's meet our chefs for today's episode. First, we have Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederacy during the Civil War. Next up, we have Abraham Lincoln, the president of the Union during the Civil War.
Hi, Ted. You know, I believe in a government of the people, by the people, and for the people that shall not perish this earth. And I'm so excited to eat the dishes today.
Last but not least, we have Aaron Sanchez, executive chef of Johnny Sanchez and famous television personality.
Hey guys, I love being here today. I'm such an honor, especially here with Abraham Lincoln, whom I share the same birthday with, February 12th.
Hello competitors and welcome to CHOP. Today you will be making an appetizer for this round to give to our judges. You may unveil the mystery ingredient before you. That's pretty neat.
Wow.
What is that? Actually, what is that?
Contestants, your mystery ingredient is condensed steam. You have 30 minutes on the clock and your time starts now. Good luck.
What am I going to use? What is this?
Today I'm going to be using many colors in my dish because it showed my goal to diversify the Union Army, which was a further push towards emancipation and eventually equality as citizens of America.
What am I going to do?
You know, once let the black man get upon his person the brass letter, U.S., let him get an eagle on his button and a musket on his shoulder and bullets in his pocket, there is no power on earth that can deny that he has earned the right to citizenship.
What do I do? What do I do? Oh my god, I don't know what to make.
What is she doing?
So, what are you making today?
Today I'll be making chopped fusilli with a bechamel sauce topped with condensed steam and a dash of cheese.
Nice. Well, good luck.
Thank you. A lot of slaves didn't leave the South and failed to escape slavery, but they could still secretly help the Union side by destroying Confederate property, spying on Confederate troops, and helping Union prisoners escape.
Recipes to cook. Yeah, is she looking at a recipe?
And what are you making over here?
Oh, I'm making caramelized maize kernels.
Are you sure it's not caramelized?
No.
Alright, good luck then.
Thank you. The Second Confiscation Act and Militia Act of 1862 was the first step into enlisting African Americans into the Army, as it allowed them to participate as war laborers and soldiers for the first time in 70 years.
I'm so glad that I found a recipe. Ain't I a woman? I'm gonna do fantastic in this competition. I'm gonna win.
It didn't explicitly call for blacks to join the battle, but the president was allowed to employ as many persons of African descent as he may deem necessary and proper for the suppression of this rebellion, in such manner as he may judge best for the public welfare.
Chefs, you have 30 seconds remaining. Contestants, your time is up. Please take your hands off of your dishes and make your way to the front. First off, for the appetizer round, why don't we start with Miss Sojourner Truth.
Chefs, today I put together a toasted cheddar crepe baked with a little bit of Gouda and some condensed steamed, and I sprinkled it with a touch of salt. During the Civil War, I, like many African American women, went around collecting food and clothes for black regiments. This dish is what I made for the soldiers.
The flavor of this dish is very nice, although I wish the portions of the dishes were equal.
What is this trash?
Thank you, Chef Truth. Next up, we have Chef Tubman.
Today I made chopped fusilli with a bougainville sauce topped with condensed steam and a dash of cheese. I made this dish for escaped slaves during the Civil War when I served as a nurse in 1862. There's some great flavor in this dish. I really like the use of the mystery ingredient.
I love the presentation. The cheese is to die for, and the pasta is cooked perfectly.
I agree.
Thank you, Chef Tubman. Next, we have Chef Douglas. Chefs, today for you, I made a wheat crepe with some Havarti and cranberry roux, topped off with a little crumble. And this represented one of my main goals, which was to diversify America, diversify the Union Army by allowing for recruitment of black soldiers. So
the colors of this dish look really well together, and they also taste well together, although the outside of the plate has a little too many crumbs for my taste.
Yes, I agree. The crumbs are a little bit of an issue, but I love the contrasting flavors you have with the cranberry roux and the cheese.
thank you, Chef Douglas. Last but not least, Chef Beatty.
Good evening, judges. Today I made caramelized maize kernels soaked in condensed steam. During the Civil War, when I served in the 5th U.S. Colored Troops, I would make this dish with a few corn kernels and some sugar. Please enjoy.
I really like the ganache, and the presentation is lovely. It's just a little too dry for my liking.
Chef Tubman's dish was to die for, just like how she was willing to die for slaves to bring them across to the north through the Underground Railroad. It really touched me how she was able to incorporate that.
I guess it was okay.
You know, I was really glad that Powhatan could take his experiences as a black soldier in the Civil War and blend it with a dish. It really makes me think of my Emancipation Proclamation, which was the central act of my administration and the greatest event of the 19th century. It's great to see that the things I did during my presidency could affect these people's lives in such an amazing way.
You know, guys, I really love Chef Douglas's dish. I appreciate how he used so many different colors and so many different ingredients, trying to diversify like the color scheme and stuff. It's just like how he helped diversify the Union Army by recruiting African American soldiers. It really helped push for equality and was a huge factor in the deliverance of the Emancipation Proclamation, as you know, obviously, which abolished slavery in all the states who had seceded. You know, Sojourner is really special, isn't she?
Yeah.
What a great woman.
Great woman, not a great cook.
Ain't she a woman?
We have reached a final consensus. There was one dish that stood out from all of the others, and unfortunately, this competitor will be sent home. Sojourner Truth, unfortunately, you have been chopped. You may make your way towards the exit.
It was so nice to meet you. I wish you good luck. Thank you so much for having me, judges. I really thought I was going to win this. I mean, first The Bachelor and now Chopped. Like, come on! I guess reality TV just isn't my thing.
Okay, now you guys get out of you two, Brianna and Rucha.
There's Cheez-Its on them.
No, it's okay. Just go.